75 only hosted because Nimish hosted in the past. See, I've been on Twitch a long time, and I'm like friends, I guess, with some pretty big clout people. The highest host I ever got was 103. I don't get that's a big part of my growth. I mean, not that we're just chilling and chatting. There's not many people here. That's a big part of my growth or lack thereof. I don't get hosted. I've never gotten to host. And so with all the love and admiration to her, the biggest host I got was actually um hosted me together at some point. Couple of like 50 something hosts from. But yeah, no, I've never gotten hosted for more than 100 viewers. So all of my growth is, I guess, algorithm and internal, which is not a lot to rely on. Right?
I don't know how this works in the slightest in terms of hosts, etc.
What do you mean?
In terms of growth and playing the system with Twitch, I don't know how it
That's how you like, because when you think about it, right? Your avenues are limited to people who have already found you, largely, right? So people that are in your Discord, that are your followers, when you go live, they come in, or to the browse page, so that's the algorithm, and you're the higher on the browse page, the more viewers you get, which is why so many people view bot to say 90, which in most games is solid to put you top of browse page if people want to watch that stream. You view bot to 90, you sit at that for about 3 months, you build an audience off the back of that, you slowly stop view botting, you fall down to 80, you get legible for partner, you apply for partner 3 times, you get it. That's usually the strat. If you apply for 3 months in a row, while you're view botting, you have heaps of time, you make YouTube content. So then you have that to back up your partner, and then you get partnered, and then you start growing. Usually, as you get partnered, you'll shoot up to like 150, and then it's up to you whether you want to keep that momentum so people fall off hard. That I know people by name who have done exactly that, who are now very popular. Obviously, I can text you the names, but that's a thing. I know those people too, better than me. Yes. So when you think about it, right? So like, and then you're also limited to, Twitter and stuff where there isn't sudden exposure, right? Unless you go viral. So when you think about it, for you to bring via the algorithm 1,000 people to your stream, 1,000 new people, there has to be 1,000 people that scroll through, like a grid style on just the browse page and then click on your stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus someone hosts you for 1,000 viewers. That is months of work, right?
Yeah.
And then also when people host you, it depends. Like if you just someone's auto host, also auto hosts are a thing. I get auto hosted a lot, which I'm very grateful for. There's like 20, 30 people that have me under auto host. But how often do you go to people's pages when they're offline? And when you do, how often do you actually click onto the stream, right? So it works for views. You get passive views from auto host, but not so much, and only from bigger people. So like a passive, again, I'm very familiar with those numbers. A passive auto host is about 100 viewers. I think the biggest streamer whose auto host list I'm on is probably which is which isn't always on, so I can't always rely on that, and then that's probably like a passive 3 to 5. Cow Dipper, welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, I mean, and also a lot of the time if someone actually knows you, it's like, oh, we're gonna host the thing I always do, right? People will come in and engage because they're like, thank you for the follow, Cow Dipper, welcome. Because they're like, oh, well, this person's smaller than the streamer I'm trying to get close to, so it's going to be easier to get close to them, and clearly they're close to the streamer, so I can sneak in. People think like that. They really do. So people follow you and engage with you because they think that you're a way into the streamer circle. That's a legit thing. That's how hosting mentality works. So, I mean, I've seen people, the very close in the community, get 500 followers of a single host. Like a single host, that happens a lot. And then difference between hosting and promoting. So if you consistently play with one person, and so they become a feature, sort of like me to you, right? But if I had any actual clout, they become a feature of your stream, and your community is familiar with them, and then you host them when you finish, or even just have them up in chat, even if it's just their name on the screen and stuff like that. Then you begin to share your audiences in their community when you hang out in your stream, because they have something mutual to talk about, which is so major. And that's like why so many streamers mods stream, because it's a very good way to bring in traffic. And again, because people will try to make buddies with you to get close to the streamer, and that is just a surefire way to grow. I've seen people pop off like double their followers, as I've seen again a very specific person go from 2K to 4.5K in a month, playing with a streamer that's not even that big. That's like averages 3K viewers probably. So I've just never done any of that, to be honest. Because back when I was genuinely interested in grinding, everyone that I would have played with was in OCE. Then by the time I actually went to Australia when I was going to play with people, it was already kind of late. Like it was, my stream was fizzed out and stuff, right? And I don't know anyone big in EU, so.
Other than, of course. The boy.
Well, I mean, once blows up and all this OSRS cloud, I'm expecting some hosts. But like, I used to be really salty about it. I used to be like, because how hosting really works is a lot of the time, I don't really do it. I tend to just pull people from my already following list, but a lot of time people are like, oh, do you have any, do you guys have anyone to host? And I mostly looked at our mods. So it's a stretch because you're entrusting someone in your community to be in someone else's stream and then think of you to suggest, right? So this is where it all comes back to, for someone to want to do that for you, you have to seem serious. Like if you have a friend that fucks off with it and stuff like that, you're not gonna want to waste someone's time and viewers on them, right? So it's only when you want to help someone out. It's usually when people get to like 50 viewers, they get partnered really quickly because the community wants to help them out. Like it gets easier from there to grow than it does, for example, 30 to 50. 30 to 50 is the biggest fall off. You get to 50, 60, and you start talking about it, and people want to help you out. So that needs to happen. People need to see you as someone who is, who has potential, I guess. So that next time they can be like, look, I suggested this person and all this clout, blah, blah, blah. Again, everyone's just in it for the clout. And I am never here. I have other stuff to do. I have priorities that I have to take care of. And it makes me seem very casual about streaming. So if no one that's here, like none of my mods or my friends that are mods in other channels, see me as a candidate to grow, then I can't expect the streamers themselves to spontaneously come by me, even if they're friends of mine. I'm friends with some pretty big streamers, but that I'm a buddy to them, not a content creator, right? So that's what I talk about with like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm casual about streaming just because I only do it as much as I can, but how much I can is not a lot. So that's not like, it's not gonna change. It's not, people aren't suddenly gonna start shoving me in Pokemon space, because I've never given them a reason to. So.
Okay.
If you really wanted to know why we ain't growing on Twitch.
How Twitch work?
Yeah. I don't talk about this much on stream, to be honest. I tend to be very dismissive. I tend to be very like, oh, community, and it's fine. It's fine. And it's weird because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when someone joined my stream when I was averaging 25s and 30s on Fortnite a year ago and will now come back, will disappear and come back and like,
but also you're no longer playing Fortnite